Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy EmeryReigns here, bringing you some more Dead or Alive 6 content. In this video, we're going to be talking about none other than the one and only Offbeat Ninja.
Offbeat Ninja!
Offbeat is fast. He adapts. He uses crazy tactics on you.
His name implies how his playstyle is. He's offbeat.
Again, when he knows that it is his victory, it's his to walk away from. Other than that, he's focused completely on the game.
I like that style.
Offbeat Ninja is exactly the same. So, Master, that changes a lot from last year. And so far, Offbeat Ninja with the definite health advantage here, about 50%. Nice double kick there, good combo, 6-hit juggle. And you can see Master throwing out a whole series of kicks. He's trying to get that launch there with that high kick, and he'll get it again. Finally puts it together. Tries to go for that low sweep punch as well. And he's definitely with the health disadvantage. Offbeat Ninja only needs one minor hit to get victory. It's going to be a knee to the stomach. And Offbeat Ninja picks up his first round. It's 1-1.
Yeah, great job by Offbeat Ninja keeping his team in it. He definitely has to win the rest of these rounds to go to an overtime match. So let's see if Offbeat Ninja can hold on to it for the core for 4 more rounds.
Those of you that may not know who Offbeat Ninja is, Offbeat Ninja was one of the best Dead or Alive players in the world at one time. He was primarily known to be an Iron player. He was actually on TV playing Dead or Alive at the highest level against great DOA players like Master, Perfect Legend. It's been a while since a lot of people have seen Offbeat play Dead or Alive, especially offline because of the fact that he's from Canada, he's not from the US, so it's really hard for him to get over here and go to events. And also, for those who do not know, Offbeat Ninja has recently come back to play Dead or Alive again. Offbeat took a break from not only Dead or Alive but competitive gaming as well. He took about a 5 to 6 year break from the time period of DOA 4 to DOA 5 Ultimate. And for those that don't know, Offbeat Ninja is back and he is still kicking ass.
Yeah,
no way.
very close. Oh, good hold. Just barely missing the egg, and he gets him with a special wake-up attack.
Again, Offbeat was an Iron player, so obviously his main is not in the game anymore because he was taken out after DOA 5 last round in DOA 6. So I did somewhat of a little interview with Offbeat Ninja when I was playing some matches with him on PS4, so you guys can check that out now.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, like I always say, you're like the most fucking inspirational dude ever, man. The shit you
Hey,
do
thanks,
on a
man. I
daily
appreciate
basis.
that. All right, so there's a couple of questions I got for you, and there, afterwards, feel free to ask, or feel free to throw anything else in there that you feel like you want to add. But first of all, man, how are you doing? You doing good?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm just focusing on life. Things are kind of slowly but surely coming together. It's been a bit of a struggle since CGS and all the tournaments and stuff. It's been pretty hard. Like I've been trying to get my way back into the game, but being international and kind of not having a whole lot of money sometimes makes it almost impossible at this point. But I'm trying to hustle and get things going a little better these days. So hopefully, might be pretty tough to make the world finals at this point now for DOA, but if all goes well, like for sure, like I've been saying this for a while, but like I swear to God, like for sure, hopefully next year I can get something going.
Right, I understand, man. Yeah, I mean, especially with you being international, and especially with you tried to place in the North American West online qualifier, and you fell just short of winning the event. And obviously that would have helped you out a lot. But unfortunately, again, it is what it is, and you can only hope for the future and hope for the best for the future. So, I just want to start off and let you know, I used to watch you on TV, man, like whooping Master's ass, and fighting Perfect Legend and fighting all the great DOA 4 players back in the day, and even in DOA 2U, man, like there were some replays going around of you playing that game as well. So obviously you've been playing DOA for a long time. Was DOA 2U your first one?
Well, it technically was the first one I got into serious. I did, like, way back in the day, I picked up, I tried DOA Hardcore on the PlayStation 2, but back then I didn't really understand it too much, and fighting games weren't my thing just yet, so it was pretty difficult to get into. But a few years after that, with Xbox, I kind of started playing some of the online fighting games that they had, like Capcom vs. SNK2, and then they had Guilty Gear Online, and I started to jump into those, and I found like a love for fighting games. And then when DOA 2 Ultimate came through, initially I actually heard some of the music in the game, and that's kind of what drew me to it. Like I heard some of the themes and whatnot. I was like, wow, this game has some really good music. I should check it out. And yeah, it's all history from there, man.
Right, and I know you took a break, obviously, from the time period of DOA 4 up into DOA 5. And like, I'm believe it or not, man, I'm not exaggerating this to you at all. You know, like, believe it or not, I'm not exaggerating this at all. Like, between that time period, like, everyone was pretty much asking, like, what the hell happened to you? You know what I mean? Like, everybody wanted to know. Literally, you would come up in conversations. We would be in a party with like Chosen One and Shade Swift Eye and everybody. Like, we'll just be like, like, what happened to Ryan, man? Like, at that point, I was still up and coming as far as like the offline scene is concerned. I didn't go to my first event until DOA 5 Ultimate back in 2013. You know what I mean? So that was my first ever tournament at that point. But I was always scoping in the outskirts because again, at that point I was 19 years old. I was still considered young. But before then, when you were competing offline back in CGS and 2008, 2009, I was only 13 years old, man. You know what I mean? So I wasn't able to go to those events. So I was always watching in the always in the background, but I was never able to go to events. So again, a lot of people were like trying to figure out what happened, man, because like it was literally like you kind of just disappeared, and I'm not really sure if you had obviously personal stuff comes in the way, and obviously personal things take priority. So if that's the case, then it's understandable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, part of it was personal. Part of it was, personal reasons. I kind of went through a lot of hardship after CGS and kind of losing, being on top of the world and then falling down. Like, you fall pretty hard when you're up there, So it was quite a struggle to figure out where to go in life, what to do next, and then not only that, I had some tough stuff with relationship wise and blah blah blah, and that was tough. And then to be honest, like, I think playing at such a high level for so long and like really thinking so much like about matches, like back in the day when I was on CGS or even some of the other tournaments, like I would, before my match would even start, I'd like have it predicted like 10 steps ahead. Like, I'd predict the whole match. I'd know exactly how it's gonna go. Like, I would like just put situations down and know what I'm gonna do, and like literally I would just visualize a whole matchup or a whole match, and it was really successful at doing that. But honestly, like with all the tough stuff that happened to me and the big fall and everything else, like I got a little bit sick, honestly. Like I couldn't handle thinking so much all the time, and my mind just got a little bit sensitive, I guess, to an extent.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, and like people didn't really, like, for a while I was kind of posting only music videos and stuff, and people didn't really quite understand that. I was trying to get my message across through that, but I don't blame anybody for not understanding it. I think that was part of the lost in translation, like misunderstanding that happened. To an extent, because like I was still trying to hustle and grind. Like, I couldn't go to tournaments, but I was still trying to show the homies, like, yo, I still got this fire, like, check it out. But people didn't really quite understand that, and that's okay. But then part of the reason I never came back is like when it comes to the game itself, like I was a little bit choked. Like I felt when they did the I'm a Fighter feature, Team Ninja did I'm a Fighter feature on the website, and a lot of people were invited on there and had a little story about what they're doing and things like that. And there was like an E3 tournament, there was a launch tournament, and I never heard word of any of this kind of stuff. Nobody ever invited me to any of that. Nobody even thought to contact me and let me know what was going on. So, and then not only that, but they took Iron out of the game completely. So it's like I was a little bit choked with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I understand that for sure.
Yeah, like I wasn't really too happy to jump back into it after all those things. I kind of felt betrayed a little bit. I felt like, everything I've given to this game, all the money I've spent, all the time, all the people I thought I loved that I went to go see all the time, like, and then this is how it happened in the end. And like, I don't know how it happened. I don't know what caused it. I don't know, maybe it was just random, who knows? But at the same time, I just, not one person that was down there that were like, I used to consider a lot of these people my blood brothers, and like not one person could have said like, yo, maybe Offbeat should be here, like.
Right.
I was pretty
well, I can definitely guarantee you this, man. I can definitely guarantee you this. I don't think that it was because they didn't want you there. I promise you that. Like I said, these same guys that you're referring to were talking about you and trying to figure out what happened to you for years. You know what I mean? And even myself, dude, even I remember back in the day, this is going to sound kind of weird, but I remember I tried to add you on Facebook because I was friends with like all the really good DOA guys, when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to find you on Facebook, and you had one, but there was nothing ever posted on there. Like, you never posted anything. You stopped posting stuff on there. So I think it was really just a mix of, you know, like, does he even want to be involved, and like, how do we get in contact with him? Because I remember like even Chosen One was like, hey, like I'm trying to reach out to him. I've tried to reach out to him multiple times and he won't respond. Like, I really think it's a mix, man, of like them just not being able to get in. Because I promise you, I don't believe that's what it is, man.
Yeah, that could be fair enough, brother. And like, that's the thing. I was a little bit sick, so it's like I couldn't handle. I did take a lot of personal time to myself around that time, and I really had to recharge and reflect and kind of grow a little bit.
I get that. And, you know, and what it's about now, man, it's about now. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's you know, the DOA 6 World Championship, which at this point, because of the fact that the North American West Championship, is the event is over, you know, all you really have at this point is the offline events. And I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of different things you can take advantage of, man. You know, just throwing some ideas out there. You can do like a crowdfunding thing, you know, not knowing if that's your style or not, but people do it, you know what I mean? Especially you, because of who you are in DOA and what you've accomplished, you know. Not just coming from being like a high-level player, but coming from the top of the game. When the game, I always say this, when DOA was on TV and CGS, that was the highest point of Dead or Alive. You can't get any higher than that. The game has never been bigger than when it was on TV, and when you and Perfect Legend and Master and all those guys were competing in it. So, you know, you got to experience the game at the highest top level when so much was on the line. You know, we got all this money on the line for DOA 6 World Championship, but like, think about it. You guys were playing on a team. You guys were playing international teams. You guys were pretty much, it was a sport at that point. You know what I mean? And that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was the very, very start of when when fighting games became like an esports thing. Like, that was almost the very beginning of when it started going national across TV, and like, it was very big, man. Like, that was a very big time for DOA, and you got to experience that. Something that so many people that were going to those combines and stuff that were trying to get on teams that they never got to experience, man. So, you know, that's really, really awesome that you got to be around during that time period.
Thanks so much, brother. Yeah, that's brilliant that you brought that up. That's kind of what I was gonna mention here tonight as well. Is you know, like different options, you know, and crowdfunding, that could be a great option. You know, like, I'm trying to look for some kind of help, because like, I'm trying to get my life together in real life, and it's been a little difficult, but it's starting to come. But if I could somehow get a bit of support or a sponsor or crowdfunding or something, just so I can make the World Finals, I think people would be really happy to see me there. Like, you know, like, I still have fans internationally. Like, once in a while when I'm on night matches, like, I'll get a random message and people will give me good words and just wonder what I've been up to. And you know, so I think it's like, it's so blessed. Like, I'm so blessed that I was able to inspire people, and that I was able to be so successful in the past. And you know, it's hard to give up a dream, and that's still my dream. I still love the game. I still love, you know, competitive fighting, and I've been training all these years, right? Like, I didn't perform as well as I should have in the online tournament. Like, not to take away from any of my opponents, but I think I just wasn't totally prepared enough. I kind of like last minute started training. I think just because I didn't really realize the opportunity, you know. So if I ever got the chance again, I'd make sure I'd be grinding 24/7 and just try to get back to that. And the other thing is though too is I really like Hayate. Like, I love the character Hayate, and going from Ain to Hayate is really cool. But man, it's tough. I don't know if I'll ever be quite as good with another character other than Ain. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I understand that completely. And that's actually one of the questions I was going to ask you. Like, you know, now that Ain is out, you know, who is it that you're using in this game?
Definitely Hayate. Like, once in a while I'll try Hitomi a little bit, but I just find Hayate, like, I love the transition and like the story, you know, like, I can relate to that, you know, like, going through so much, and like, you know, eventually you realize who you really are, and then you're reborn as your true self kind of thing. Like, I really feel that kind of story, and Hayate and Ain are just such cool characters, so that's who I try to stick with. And I do have some pretty good gameplay with them. Like, I do have some tricks up my sleeve with them. I flow pretty well with them and things like that. It's a completely different style. Like, nowadays, back in the day, I was known for being really defensive and things like that, but nowadays I've kind of switched up my style, and the way I kind of try to word it is like, every single time I'm playing, I try to just go autopilot, and that's not a disrespect to any opponent. That's not anything like that. It's just for me, myself. Like, I try to just autopilot as much as I can, and that way, like, if I train hard enough and if I keep going and keep fighting really strong opponents, eventually, like, I won't have to think, and I'll just, like, be able to, you know, perfect the gameplay in, like, a fast-paced, reactionary way, so to speak.
Right. I got you. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, you know, as far as DOA 6, obviously DOA 6 and DOA 5 were very, very different from 4. The entire mind game in DOA 4 compared to 5 and 6, and the entire way the systems work. You know, DOA 5 introduced critical burst and power blow and power launcher. DOA 6 has the break blow and the break hold and, you know, the fatal rush. How do you feel about the system now? Do you prefer the system that it is now compared to DOA 4, or do you still prefer DOA 4?
Oh, you know what? I prefer the system now wholeheartedly, actually. Like, I love DOA 4, I love DOA 2, don't get me wrong. Like, but when it comes to I love the fact that they added meter, and the break hold and the break flow is excellent. It's if you use it properly, it's a gamble, just like DOA always is. It's part of the gamble, but they fit it in perfectly. And gameplay wise, even in 5, they took a huge jump. Like, the only character I can really use a great example of is Hayate, but you know, coming from DOA 4, Hayate just kind of had that dash across the screen. Then when you come into DOA 5, he has the charge elbows, he has the teleports, he has the backflips. Like, they really, you know, Team Ninja are masters at gameplay. Like, even Ninja Gaiden 3, for example, like, after Itagaki left, like, they were still able to take Ninja Gaiden 3 and up the gameplay huge, like, just like they did with Dead or Alive. Now, I don't mean this in an offensive way. I don't mean this in a way to be rude or anything, but you know, Team Ninja are masters with gameplay since Itagaki left, but I feel like DOA 6 did this a little bit better than 5, but I feel some of the style and the flair and the beauty was kind of lost a little bit since he left.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that a lot of people feel, man. It's not just you. I think 90% of the DOA community and the fighting game community as a whole can actually like agree to the fact that when Itagaki left, a certain flair from DOA was just taken away.
I feel like with 6, like they made a big, like 5 was completely lacking that. I felt like, not to be a hater, but 6 they kind of brought it back a little bit. Like, they're getting their groove a little bit, because like stages like the wrestling ring, like I think a big thing from the old DOAs was like there was like the music, and it was the stages, and it was the color palette, and it was the mood, right? That Japanese kind of ninja, kind of beauty, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like, for example, the theme they have in the wrestling ring and the way the wrestling ring looks in this one, it was a jump forward. Or Hidden Garden, for example, was like a very Japanesey style stage with beautiful track to it, and you know, so it's like they're kind of getting it back a little bit. I just think I don't know if it'll ever happen, but if Itagaki ever came back to DOA, like you take the way the gameplay's been improved and then adds like his expertise to it, man, that would be insane, dude.
Right. Well, yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, you know, at this point, unless there's anything else you wanted to add, man, if there's anything else you wanted to throw in there, because that's pretty much all the questions I've got.
Okay. Yeah, like I just appreciate all the support everybody's given me over the years. I know I have a bit of a troubled past and you know, stuff like that, but a lot of my friends, a lot of the people in the community are very understanding and respectful and forgiving of me, and you know, I appreciate you guys so much. I'm always trying to stream, or always trying to make things exciting, right? You know?
Yeah, man.
So yeah, and like I apologize to Manny Master. Like, me and him were rivals, and I think sometimes I might have taken that rival category a little too far, and I never meant any harm by it, but I just want to say it's all respect for him, all respect for all the competitors, and you know, I never meant to be rude or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, that's going to do it for this interview, though, man. Yeah, thank you for so much for opening up. I know, like, talking about your past and stuff is, you know, for anybody, it's not easy to do that. So for you to open up, and obviously a lot of people are going to see this video, and a lot of people are going to see this video and be like, wow, I didn't know he was still playing, or, you know, that's what happened to him, you know what I mean? So it's definitely cool that you were able to open up and let people know what's going on, man. But, yeah, man, thank you so much for the interview. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. And is that okay if I had just one last point?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, like, I've been training, like, multiple fighting games all these years, DOA, like, whatever other games, you know, and, like, I've been honing my skills, so if anybody out there has any suggestions, like Michael originally mentioned, like a crowdfunding or a sponsor, or if anybody has any ideas or any way you guys can help me, like, try to get back into the game, please don't hesitate to send me a message on Facebook, Ryan Ward, or you can message me on YouTube on Bostana, or yeah, just wherever you can find me. I'm sorry, it's hard to kind of get the exact usernames across right now, but if anybody
Yeah,
has
you got a
any
bunch
idea.
of them. Why the name change to Boss One Stunner from Offbeat Ninja? Can you explain the significance in that name?
Yeah, there are actually 3 name changes. It went from Offbeat Ninja to Art Pop Ninjelic.
Right, I remember that one.
And
Yeah.
now my way to explain that is it's basically an evolution, right? Like the word offbeat, instead of offbeat, it went to art pop. Instead of ninja, ningelic. So it was like an evolved, like kayate kind of thing.
Right.
And then Boss Donna, I don't know, like I just want to go with something a little more cool, a little more simple, and it's kind of like Rick Ross is like awesome, right? And he goes, oh. You know, like
Oh, the rapper, Rick Ross,
yeah,
right?
so it's like he goes by Boss, right? And then Birdman goes by Stunner, and they've all been beefing and stuff. So I just kind of put a combination of like the 2 styles, and I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You're big into rap music and shit, so that makes sense. Yeah.
I am, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's interesting. I actually did not know that. And it's actually funny that you bring up the Art Pop Ninjelic thing, because I remember back when DOA 5 Ultimate was around, and I remember playing with Chosen One and playing with Ravies. Ravies was the biggest advocate of figuring out who the hell you were. So there was a time when
like, he fought me once or twice.
Yeah,
and
dude.
He was like, yo, that's Offbeat. I was like, oh my god, this guy.
I remember I saw the name, and I'm like, there's no fucking way that's Offbeat, because me and you never played until DOA 5 Ultimate. And I remember looking at the way you were playing the game, and I was like, that might be him, but because you weren't answering anybody. So, you know, you were fighting Rabies on stream, and Rabies is like, dude, this is fucking Ryan. This is 100% Ryan. The way he's playing, the way he's spacing, the moves he's using, this is because Ein was in the game at that point. So,
yeah.
And I hit you up, and I'm like, yo, man, is this Ryan? He's like, yeah, you caught me, man. This is me. Like, after playing on that account for like a month and having everybody trying to figure out if that was you or not, like,
Yeah,
fucking Rabies was the
like,
one who was like, dude, that's him.
That kind of broke my silence. Like, I was just trying to be under wraps, like, low-key. I was trying to surprise everybody. I was trying to do it big, you know? And, like, I remember that when you messaged me. I remember that. And I was like, you know what? I might as well break this silence. Like, I should just chill with my friends again, you know? And,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. That's crazy. I remember like it was yesterday. It was like, holy shit, this guy's really fucking back, dude. So it was awesome to see you come back after all those years.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, that's gonna do it for the interview, though. I appreciate you, man, for helping me out with this and
bro.
providing information and stuff. Yep. It's just crazy because I remember as a kid growing up watching Offbeat Ninja and Master and Perfect Legend and all these guys on TV playing DOA. And I'm just thinking like, man, it must have been such a fucking awesome feeling to be able to play DOA in that capacity. At that point, that was the highest point that Dead or Alive has ever been when it was on TV. So it's really awesome to see the people like Master and Offbeat Ninja still continuing to play DOA and supporting to this day. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was something completely different and new, which I try to bring to my channel. And a lot of the stuff that I try to bring to my channel, I really hope that it is motivating for you guys as far as continuing to play the game. And also, I hope that it's a learning. So with that said, that's going to do it for the video, guys. I will see you guys at Summer Jam this weekend. Don't miss it. You do not want to miss Summer Jam. And again, as you guys know, I am a commentator for Team Ninja, so I cannot participate in the tournament. But either way, I'm going to be doing my best to bring you guys some hype commentary at the tournament. Please be sure to don't miss Summer Jam, and I will check you guys later on. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.